Listen, if you're working a 9 to 5, then coming home, switching gears and putting in another shift, doing side hustles or, a side gig or bonus work, whatever you want to call it, right? But you still feel tired, stretched thin, and like the money just isn't adding up, you're not alone, okay? I used to be there not too long ago. Your energy's low, your passion is fading, and what used to feel like something empowering is now just heavy. It feels heavy. And let's be real, right? It's not sustainable. So today, I want to break this all the way down. We're going to get into 5 hidden reasons your side hustle is burning you out and underperforming, meaning it is not making you money. And I'm not just going to talk at you, I'm going to walk you through some real life examples, stuff that I've actually done, and strategies that you can start using today to 3x or even 5x your income, no matter what your side hustle is, okay? So if you're ready to stop feeling stuck, start earning and working smarter, not working harder, and finally build something that works around your life, this is for you. So let's dive in. All right, y'all. So let's talk about the first reason your side hustle might be burning you out, okay? It is because you always have to be there, all right? Like you literally always have to be physically present. If you don't show up, nothing happens. No money's made, no products delivered, no service gets done. Now, I remember one of my old side hustles from years ago when I was doing plant-based meal prep for people, right? Mostly like women and families, right? I was working full time at the time, but I had a lot of people, especially moms, reaching out to me saying, "Hey, can you help me eat healthier? Can you meal prep for my family?" Because I used to always like show my meal prep meals, right, on social media, on Facebook at the time. And y'all, I was making the food, juicing everything, packing it up, delivering it myself, all of it. Okay. And yes, it gave me fulfillment because I felt like I was actually helping people, especially moms. It felt purposeful, right? But it also drained me physically, emotionally, and even financially too, to be honest, sometimes, right? I was tired. And honestly, I was doing it all by myself. Now, here's where I wish I had done things differently. If I had known what I know now, I would have paused for a moment and said, wait, what if instead of doing, all the cooking myself, I created, let's say, a guide, right? A mini ebook or like a video training specifically for busy moms who want to feed their family healthy plant-based meals in a simple way. It could have been called something like maybe the lazy vegan for busy moms, right? Or 10 meals in 30 minutes. And I am telling you right now, if I had done that, I would have made way more money while even sleeping, right? Because that guide could have lived on, let's say, a website, a platform, been shared on social media, emailed to my list, and sold 24/7 without me being there in the kitchen all the time. And so that's the power of creating something once that people can use over and over again. And yes, you can still create impact. I know for many of us, the work that we do is tied to our passion. It's not just about money, it's about helping people. So hear me clearly, you can still create massive impact without always being the one physically present. Now, maybe you're saying, but what if my side hustle isn't one where I can create, let's say, an ebook or a guide? Maybe your side hustle is let's say, a full service based or it's hands on. And I get that, right? In that case, here's your next best move, okay? Outsource. So let's talk about outsourcing, okay? In my short-term rental business, right? I did not clean the units myself, except for at the very, very beginning when we were just starting out. We wanted things to be a certain kind of way. And so we cleaned that home ourselves, right? I wasn't running in there after that, right? Once we were up and running and getting bookings and stuff like that, I wasn't running in there between every guest, right? I hired cleaners independent contractors, okay? And that allowed me to still profit from the business without being the one, wiping down all the counters and all of that and changing the sheets, right? Another example, when I used to, let's say, be a loan signing agent, I'd get contracted by notary agencies or title companies to go out and handle signings. Sometimes I made good money. Like if I was working directly with a title company, I could get paid maybe $250, $300 per signing. Okay. But more often than not, I was going through agencies. So I'd only maybe make around $75 to about $100, $150 on a good day, right? While the agency took the rest. Now, you guys, imagine if I had started my own agency. Imagine if I had said, okay, I'm going to build the relationships with the title companies myself, and I'll contract out the notaries. Even if I paid someone else, let's say $100 to do the signing, and the title company paid me, let's say $300, that is still a $200 profit for work I didn't even have to leave the house for. And even more than that, if I had, let's say, 5 notaries on the same day, right? If I had 5 notaries out doing loan signings on the same day, that's $200 times, let's say, 5. You do the math. That's about 1,000, or that is 1,000. Okay. So yes, whether you can create a digital product or whether you're able to outsource and, build a team, the goal is to create a system that doesn't rely solely on you being the worker bee every time. And I know sometimes, or I know some people may be thinking, oh, but what if you're just starting out and you don't have money to hire help? Well, here's the beautiful thing about independent contracting or contracting work. The work gets done not per diem, but per job. Okay. So you're not like hiring somebody on like a salary basis. Okay. You're hiring them, let's say, per job. Let's say you were already assigned a job, or, an opportunity comes your way. You can possibly contract out that job. Okay. And pay that contractor a fraction of it. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to really have a ton of money up front to hire help in certain cases. And when you look at it, when you are the only one doing the work, your income will always be capped to a certain capacity, right? Your time will always be maxed and you'll always be tired. You can still serve, still show up with heart, still make a difference, but you can also create systems, leverage tools, and build support so that your side hustle doesn't become the thing that burns you out. Number 2, you're doing busy work, not productive work. All right. So let's get into this one. You may feel burnt out because you're spending too much time. You're spending too much time doing busy work, not productive work. And yes, there is a big difference. All right. So let me be honest with you guys. There was a season in my life when first thing I do in the morning before even getting out of bed was check my email. Okay. I would sit there, I would scroll, through dozens of emails and messages, knowing good and well I wasn't about to respond to any of them. Okay. But somehow it still felt like I had started working for the day. And spoiler alert, I didn't. Right. And so that's not work. Right. That's procrastination dressed up like productivity. All right. It's a trick that your brain plays on you to make you feel like you're actually doing work, to make you feel like you're actually doing something when really what you're doing is just avoiding the work. Now, you guys, I only check emails when sitting down on purpose at my computer, or if I'm really expecting, an important email, then I'll check it maybe on my phone or something like that. But now I check my computer, or I check my emails, I should say, specifically on purpose, knowing that I'm actually going to respond and then be done. I'm not, scrolling through emails all day, all along, right? It's too distracting. It breaks your momentum. It drains your energy. And I stopped doing that. And I saw a major shift, you guys, not just in my time, but in the money I was making and the goals I was hitting. Instead of opening up your phone first thing, what if, unless it's maybe the Bible app, right? What if you got up and said, let me go for a walk? or let me journal, let me pray, let me map out the one thing that could, or, unless you're doing that too, unless you're like going over your to-do list for the day or something like that, right? Let me map out the one thing that would actually move my business forward today. Because here's what happens when you start your day with intention. You build real momentum, okay? You start with clarity and you put your energy toward what actually matters. And look, I'm not here to shame you for being busy. I know life is full. Trust me, I know. As a mom, as a wife, as an entrepreneur, a business owner, I know. But you have to start asking yourself, is this thing I'm doing actually moving me closer to my goal, or is it just keeping me busy so I can feel like I did something, right? Let me just hit you with a statistics real quick, right? Studies actually show that 24% of side hustlers say that time management is their biggest struggle. And a majority of people with side hustles make around less than $250 a month, even though they're working about 6 to 10 hours a week. That's a lot of time to be pouring into something without real results. And it's not always because the hustle is necessarily bad. It's because you're spending your time on the wrong things. So here's what I do now and what I encourage you to do. Okay. One of the things is to set a goal. Okay. Ask yourself, what do I actually want to earn from this side hustle? Maybe it's $500 a month. Maybe it's $2,000. Cool. Okay. Now reverse engineer it. What is the one thing I can do each day that moves me towards that number? Is it pitching your service to a potential client? Is it writing that ebook? Is it recording the course video or that training video? And ask yourself this every morning. Is what I am doing today moving me closer to my goals tomorrow? If it's not, if it's scrolling, tweaking your logo for the 18th time, or, rereading emails you're not even going to respond to, it has to go, period. Okay? It has to go. All right. Now, let me just give you something else that has helped me shift how I think about time and goals. Okay. Don't think of your goal in terms of time. Think of it in terms of distance. I did a video recently and I'll share it here again because somebody may need to hear this. Okay. The more focused you are, the more you block out distractions, the faster you move forward. When you're focused, it's like being on a fast track straight to your destination, okay? But the more you allow like noise, comparison, busy work, like we talked about before, and distractions to pile up, the slower your journey becomes. You're taking detours. You're stopping at every red light. You're running in circles, okay? So here's the truth. It's not always about how much time it takes you to reach your goals. It's about how focused you are on getting there. So stay focused, okay? Do less, but do it with intention and start measuring progress by whether or not what you're doing is actually pushing you forward, because that's how you get results without burnout. All right. Now let's get into the third reason why your side hustle might be draining you. And that is because you don't have a system. You're literally winging it every day. You're just winging it. Okay. So let's say you are a content creator or simply a business owner who wants to create more content to generate leads. And you are trying to, let's say, record content every single day, post manually on every platform, and keep track of it all in your head. Of course, you're exhausted. That is a recipe for overwhelm, stress, and for burnout, right? And let me be the first to tell you, there is a better way. And I say that with love because I used to be that person, right? I was out here promising my audience a video every single, Wednesday, or no, actually like a couple of times per week and all of that. And while working a full-time job, right? And content creation takes effort, right? It takes a lot of intention. And then I would wake up on that Wednesday morning trying to figure out what in the world I was going to post. No plan, no outline, no content, just me and myself. But Let me tell you what changed the game for me, okay? I started to implement a 3-step system. So really quickly, I'm going to break down my 3-step system that I use to not be burnt out when creating content. So number 1 is planning day, recording day / execution day, and scheduling day. So I'm going to break these down a bit further, okay? So for planning day, pick one day to plan all your content for the week or even for the entire month if you can do that. Or if it makes sense for you, that means, let's say, jotting down bullet points, your main ideas, the titles, your call to actions that you want to include in your videos, right? And how you want to structure your message or even the full script, okay? If you're into scripting your videos for a better flow, you can break all of that down in the planning stage. And this doesn't have to be some perfect script, okay? You can just outline your thoughts and, what you want to talk about, who it's for, why it matters, all of that. Then you're going to choose your recording day, okay? Set aside one day, maybe a weekend or your day off, whichever, and just record. Don't just do one video, do 2 or 3 if you can, okay? Trust me. Trust me. Sounds like a lot, but trust me. If you're already setting up your camera, your phone, fixing your lighting, putting on lip gloss, moving your toddler's toys, the background, you might as well maximize that moment and batch film. Now, when I say batch, I don't mean perfection. I just mean momentum. Okay. You knock out a couple of videos. Because here's the thing, a lot of times we get stuck on start. One of my first podcast episodes, that I think that was a topic, literally, I'll never forget. Don't stay stuck on start. Literally. Don't stay stuck on start, right? A lot of times we tell ourselves we have to have everything perfect and everything lined up, but let me tell you, it's never going to be perfect. You have to create the situation. You have to create the momentum. You have to create the opportunities, because life will never be perfect. There will always be something that comes up, and then there will always be excuses. Okay. So you just have to start. Don't stay stuck on start, and start with where you are, start with what you have, and start with what you know. Okay. That's what I always say. So let's keep going. You knock out a couple of videos in one sitting and boom, you already have content for the next couple of weeks or maybe a month, depending on how much content you decide to throw out there. Okay. Or you decide to create or record. Now you're not playing catch up. You're ahead of the game. Let me tell you, this has been working wonders for me. Okay. Now let's talk about scheduling day. Once your videos are done, either you or, let's say, your VA can go in and schedule them out. And yes, if you're doing this alone, I highly recommend using a platform maybe like Metricool. That's one I personally use now between myself and my VA. It lets you post across multiple platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Shorts, Instagram Reels, LinkedIn, all in one place. It's literally life-changing, okay? You can literally sit down for 1 hour and schedule out a whole week's worth, or even 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whichever, worth of content. So even if you're on vacation, right, or taking, let's say, a sabbatical, or just having low energy, right? Like this week, I'm feeling pretty low, and you guys, I still have content rolling out as if, I'm the one sitting there, hitting post, but I'm not. You can still show up and still be visible as if, you never missed a beat, okay? You're still showing up, but it's happening all on autopilot, okay? If you followed me long enough, you know that I love automating anything that can be automated, okay? Now, let's talk about repurposing. You don't have to post long form content every single day. That's not sustainable. Maybe sustainable for some people, okay? If that's your entire livelihood, okay? But if you want your face to show up every day, baby, repurpose, 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 repurpose. Take that one 15-minute video you recorded and slice it into 5 or 7 short form clips, okay? You're probably going to see clips of this long form video as well on my YouTube, okay? Those little 30 to 60-second moments, that's, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, Pinterest, That's content right there. That's a whole week of content from one sit down video. That's how I've been doing things and leveraging, the platforms these days. Okay. And that's how my VA does it for me when I'm not doing it myself. And let me tell you, this has saved me hours. When I tell you hours, hours. Okay. I used to spend hours jumping from platform to platform, trying to post manually, trying to get the caption right, uploading thumbnail, tagging it right, then opening another app, doing it all over again, trying to post by a certain time of day because, the algorithm, you want to post a certain time of day and all of those things, and trying to post every single day. I do not do that anymore. And don't even get me started on distractions. Okay. It can be very distracting too. Sometimes, like opening apps, you open one app and you get distracted, right? You open Instagram to post something and suddenly you're watching a reel or something like that, then another reel, then you're deep in somebody's engagement photos or, whichever. Okay. And 10 minutes just like disappeared just like that. And you still haven't even posted your video. I realized this was eating up my time, stealing my focus, and dragging me away from the work that actually mattered. Now, if there's something last minute I want to share, but I don't want to be distracted by the app itself, I log into Metricool, like I said before, upload it, and boom, it's done. Okay. I stay focused, I stay present, and I stay aligned. So yes, creating content is work for sure, but it doesn't have to be overly stressful. The key is to create a repeatable system that you can do every single week, even when life is lifing. All right. Now, here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to be on every platform every day manually. And you don't have to burn yourself out to be consistent. Just plan it, batch it, schedule it. Remember that, okay? Plan it, batch it, schedule it, and let the tools and systems work for you, not against you. All right, let's talk about the fourth reason your side hustle might be burning you out. You guys, this video is definitely getting longer than I thought, but just bear with me because I have value to share. And if you're liking this video so far, be sure to pause, hit that subscription button and the notification bell as well. Okay. Now, the fourth reason is probably because your side hustle just simply does not fit your life. Now, here's what I mean by that. Okay. You want to choose a side hustle that works around your life, not one where your entire life constantly has to adjust to your side hustle. So let me just give you a quick example, right? I used to be a loan signing agent, like I talked about earlier. As a side hustle, I used to do that while I was a flight attendant. And while it was a solid side hustle for the season, I had to literally plan my entire life around it. If I had, let's say, a signing at 11 a.m., that meant I had to make sure that not only that I was available at 11 a.m., but I had to take time to print the documents ahead of time, drive to the client's location, sit with them for about 30 minutes to an hour or so, walking them through the packet, whether it was a refinance, a seller's packet, a HELOC, whichever. And then sometimes I'd even have to drop off the documents to be shipped. And if I was on vacation, if I was out of town for a few days, I could not take on any signings. Why? Because it required me to be physically present all the time. And that's what I want you to think about. Does your side hustle let you take time off? Right? Can you pause without everything else pausing? Or, can you step away from the business for a little while and somehow still generate income, right? If that's your cup of tea, right? Because for me at the time, the answer was no. Okay. Now, if I had known what I know now, I would have said, okay, wait a minute, instead of being the one who's always driving out and doing the loan signings, what if I become the agency? I somewhat touched on this a little bit earlier, but here's the thing. I know that for some of you, your side hustle might not lend itself to outsourcing yet, or you're in a season where, things are a little tight. And that's okay. Some seasons do require a little more, grit, a little more hustle. And some seasons, yes, you might have to work your life around that side hustle just to, get things going. But here's what I'll say. That should not be the long-term plan. The long-term goal should be building a side hustle or a business that fits into your life or that fits into the life you actually want to live. all right? Not one that pulls you away from your family all the time, makes it hard to travel or, have missing moments that matter, okay? To some people, that is worthwhile. But if it's not worthwhile to you, you don't want that type of side hustle, because sustainability isn't just about money. It's about energy. It is about peace. It is about freedom. So ask yourself this question: is my current side hustle something I can realistically maintain long term? And if not, what would it look like to pivot or restructure it so that it can start working for your life instead of against it? All right. That's when your side hustle becomes something that supports your future without burning you out in the present. And this is why I am so passionate about the side hustle that I run now. After years of burnout, from doing meal prepping to running around town, doing loan signings, I also did Airbnb quietly, in the background as well, which is a side hustle I still love today because I am very hands off in the business. And I said did because I am transitioning into an international Airbnb business model. More on that later. But I was able to finally build a side hustle that works for me, and a side hustle that pays me without needing to be everywhere at once, and that's running my own business lending company. And I've started to share this more as of recently. You can feel free to check out my remote money lender playlist somewhere here. And yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. Okay, I do not lend my own money. I just match business owners with lenders. And when deals get funded, I get paid. Not just get paid, I get a percentage of what that funded deal was. Okay. And the best part is, you guys, that I've done this while traveling throughout Southeast Asia and even while, in the US, because it's fully remote and built to scale. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, you know what, I need something that pays me even when I'm off, okay? This might be for you. So you can go on over and head to www.remotemoneylender.com to get the full training and playbook. I'll show you how I built it step by step and how you can too. Whether it's, let's say, affiliate income or building your own scalable business, start building streams that don't burn you out. Now, the sixth reason your side hustle is burning you out is probably because you're not building in any passive leverage. Okay, or you're not leveraging passive or semi-passive income. Most income streams that are technically said to be passive, it does require a lot of upfront work still, okay? Or some type of management. So it may not be 100% passive, but you know what I mean? At least some semi-passive leverage. If every single dollar you earn depends on your time, your energy, and your physical presence, then you're going to stay stuck in the hustle cycle. That's not giving you freedom that you actually want. I suggest, like I mentioned before, is to figure out a way to either, sell back-end offers or products that you can sell while you sleep, or even leverage something called affiliate marketing, which is one of the easiest ways to start earning passive income. This video, by the way, is actually sponsored by Doba, and I said yes to this campaign because Doba offers a simple, low-effort affiliate opportunity, and here is how it works. Doba is a wholesale drop shipping platform, and people use it to start their online product stores without holding physical inventory, without shipping or handling customer service. And you can become a Doba affiliate. That means you share your unique referral link. Someone signs up and starts using the platform, and you get paid a recurring commission every single month they stay subscribed. That is income you don't have to babysit. It's perfect if you, let's say, already create content, or you have an audience, or you just know folks looking for, legit online income ideas, or you know how to market. Okay. Doba also integrates with Amazon, TikTok Shop, Shopify, Walmart, Temu, you name it. And you can literally say, if you're looking to start a dropshipping store that's already connected to, the big dogs, check out Doba. The link is below. But listen, maybe you haven't really thought about affiliate marketing as a part of your income strategy yet. Okay. But maybe you've heard about drop shipping so much that it sounds like noise at this point. Okay. Everybody's talking about drop shipping. But let me just say this. There is a reason why drop shipping is still around. That's because it works. And so I want to add that if you're looking to earn money online without holding inventory, packing orders or being glued to your phone all day, 𝗖𝗿𝗲 may be the dropshipping platform for you. So what is dropshipping? Here's the simple version. You create a store on, let's say, Shopify, TikTok Shop, wherever. You connect your store to 𝗖𝗿𝗲. 𝗖𝗿𝗲 gives you access to thousands of wholesale products you can instantly add to your storefront with images, descriptions, and pricing already done for you. And when someone buys from your store at retail price, 𝗖𝗿𝗲 automatically ships the product to the customer for you, and you keep the difference in profit. That is it. You don't touch the product. You don't run to the post office. You just earn on the markup on autopilot. And why I like 𝗖𝗿𝗲 specifically is because you can browse real trending products right from their platform. Their supplier network is already vetted, which saves you so much time, and it integrates, like I said, with some of the top platforms out there. You can also use their built-in product images and descriptions for ads and listings. And their customer service team is actually responsive, which is a huge deal, okay? Especially when you're, just getting started. So whether you want to run a store or you just want to refer someone to start theirs and earn affiliate commission each month, 𝗖𝗿𝗲 makes it easy to do both. So if you're curious, check out the link in the description below or the pinned comment to explore 𝗖𝗿𝗲 for yourself. And you can start looking through the products, get inspired, and see if this is the right kind of passive income stream for your season. Because remember, you guys, passive income doesn't mean perfection, okay? It just means that you're no longer trading your time 100% for every single dollar. And 𝗖𝗿𝗲 can absolutely help you take that first step. And so listen, you guys, side hustles don't necessarily fail because hustling is bad. Again, I know some people don't like that term, okay? But they fail sometimes because people choose side hustles that just don't align well with your life goals. Sometimes it is simply because you may not be leveraging your resources well, right? Or you chase what's trendy, whatever is hot on YouTube this week. But if it doesn't fit your lifestyle, if it doesn't match your strengths, your life goals, your purpose, it's going to feel like you're trying to, push something heavy up a hill, like a boulder or something like that up a hill, right? Every single day. Because here's what no one tells you. It's not just about the potential money. It's about the alignment. If you're, let's say, a mom with a toddler and let's say zero tech experience, trying to start a super complex tech platform or something like that, right? That may not be the best move for you yet or the right move for you in this season. If you are naturally introverted and do not like, sales or sales calls or anything like that, a side hustle that relies on, let's say, high ticket phone calls might leave you drained. Okay. So instead of copying what's working for someone else, ask yourself, what am I actually good at? What feels aligned? What feels right? What feels fresh and purposeful for me? What feels good for me in this season? And, what does my schedule actually look like? What kind of energy do I want this side hustle to bring into my life? From there, you can build something that fits you instead of forcing yourself into a business model that burns you out. So now let's make it practical, okay? Set a clear, measurable goal. Maybe you need $500 a month to help with bills, maybe $2,000 a month to replace your 9 to 5, right? Write it down, okay? Don't guess the amount. Actually write the numbers down. Write the vision down and make it plain, okay? That's Habakkuk something. I don't remember. I'll try to put it up here, okay? But track your results weekly, okay? Not just go on just vibing, just hope, but actual numbers. All right. And if you've been putting in hours every week and you're still not, let's say, seeing progress, that's a sign, not necessarily a sign to quit. Okay. I don't believe in quitting just because you don't see any results in a week or 2 weeks or a month or 2 months or 3 months. Maybe you just want to pivot your strategy a bit. Okay. Maybe the product isn't landing. Maybe the audience doesn't match your message, whatever that is. The data will tell you if you're willing to look at it, right, without taking it personal. It can really shift some things for you there, and you'll be able to start seeing some progress if you're able to just be honest with yourself. Okay. And so you want to let your data guide you, not your emotions. Okay. You don't have to quit on your dreams, but you do have to be honest about what's working and be willing to shift when it's not. All right. Because you deserve a side hustle that actually sustains you emotionally, financially, and energetically. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's recap. We went over quite a bit in this video, more than I expected. I think this is my longest video yet. OMG. But here are some of the things that I want to highlight. Try not to only be physically tied. Try to make back-end products that sell even while you sleep. It does not matter what business you are in. You can do that. Ditch the busy work. Focus on what actually moves the needle. Be more intentional about the work that you do. And build systems, plan, batch, schedule, automate your presence online. Choose a hustle that fits your life, not the other way around. Add affiliate strategies, right? Maybe like incorporating DOBA for passive income or semi-passive income streams, all right? Pick the right side hustle for your strengths and your lifestyle. This is how I went from burnout to be able to earn income even while traveling, with my family, working anytime and still making money, even while I sleep. If you want to learn more about starting your own business lending company, like I mentioned earlier, my 90-minute deep dive training plus playbook is now live at www.remotemoneylender.com. The link's in the description below and also pinned in the comments. I shared the exact system I used to build a location-independent, scalable side hustle. Now, I want to hear from you. Which point hit home the most for you? Drop a comment below. Hit that subscription button for more weekly authenticity and business strategy moves. And don't forget to hit that like button if you did find value in today's video. And if you know anyone who is looking to earn some extra money, who's been talking about doing a side hustle to make some extra money, feel free to send this video over to them. It's free, okay? This video is free. Hitting the like button, the share button, the subscription button is also free. So double check and make sure that you are subscribed, okay? Don't unsubscribe. Make sure that you are subscribed, okay? Okay. All right, beautiful people. I'm Shibivia, and I'm your guide to launching and building a sustainable business. All right? You've got this, and I will see you in the next video. Be blessed.